This week, learn how to construct and paint your paintings instead of just painting objects. Now, when we find a subject that we want to paint, we're attracted to the tree, we're attracted to the sky, we're attracted to maybe a series of buildings, of boats, of flowers, of pots. We're attracted often to the objects. It's either the atmosphere or the objects. But the problem here is that when we start to see the objects, we start to focus on the objects that we're going to paint, we lose track of the bigger painting. We lose track of how do I actually put this together as a painting, as opposed to painting objects, separate objects on the sheet. And so often what happens is that we start drawing the objects and then we start painting the objects. And then when we look at the painting, when we step back, we realize that we've overpainted it. We understand that we've actually separated the objects and that these objects are no longer creating unity and a structure of a bigger painting rather than just isolated shapes on the paper. So one of the most important lessons when it comes to improving paintings and learning how to paint is to actually understand how to construct a painting. Now, this seems silly in a sense that you kind of think everyone would know how to construct a painting, yet most people do just proceed the way that I've just explained, focusing on the objects. So let's do it a different way. Let's actually focus on creating a painting and then letting the objects appear. Now, this is actually an easier way to paint. It actually helps you to not overwork your paintings. It helps you also to create a more impactful painting. So how do we do it? We focus on composition and structure. We focus on how we arrange the different kinds of spaces in our painting, the ones which are so-called looking lost, the ones which are suggested, the ones which are figurative. We create a rhythm so that these things are actually working together. We're actually creating that togetherness already from the beginning. You're going to have, as you can see in the subject that we have this Monday, the 21st of July, it's a fort in Brittany, in France, and you've got all these buildings, these beautiful stone buildings perched up on top of the cliff, and then you've got these cascading rocks, these cliffs coming down. Yet they don't look empty. There's suggested rock, there's the cliff, there's that height, there's the shadow, there's the light on the stones, and then there's the water. They're not empty, but they actually support the subject, and the subject doesn't dominate the more quiet areas of the painting. How do you do that? How do you actually know how to balance these things? And it's so important to do to avoid having one object or a second object competing together or against each other in the same painting. So this Monday, the 21st of July, is actually a very important lesson because I realized that most people are actually lacking not necessarily the understanding of the fundamentals, but actually how to pull them together. And often because we start focusing on the objects just way too soon, we're not focusing on putting a painting together. We're just focusing on painting the object, getting that volume on the pot, getting the texture on the painted door, creating every single strand of hair in a portrait. We're focusing on details, yet it's not the details that make the painting. It's the bigger structure that makes the painting, and then you let the subject come forward. All right. It's a huge lesson. It's going to be a fun lesson, and that's what we're going to be doing this Monday, the 21st of July. Now, if you want to paint along with me, you can get a personal critique of your paintings by myself during the live. You'll actually sit there and watch and listen to my suggestions and my critique of all of the other people that wish to have a critique in this live. You'll get to see how color issues, tonal value issues, you'll get to see a whole lot of different problems that people can face, and then hear and see the solution. It's a really important thing because feedback is key when we are getting stuck. We're not knowing how to progress with our paintings. Super important. The second thing, if you can't come along, don't worry, just inscribe and you will get the link to the replay, the recording of the live, which you can watch over and over again because you will keep live access to the session. So really important message, really important live. There's so many easy things like this that can actually help you improve your paintings. So let's improve your paintings. I'll see you Monday the 21st of July. See you then.